Hello everyone. So in this video we'll be working with the logout feature. I know I previously told you that we'll be working with the register feature in this video, but actually we have to work with the logout feature first because we are currently logged in. So we completed our logging feature and it is working fine. After login it is sending us to the dashboard page, right? So we have to first of all work with the logout feature. After the logout we will work with the register feature, right? Because we are currently logged in and we have to destroy the session first before login with another user or register another user, right? So we'll be working with the logout feature. So currently, as you can see, we're at the admin dashboard and we have a drop down here. Even here, as you can see, we can show our I mean we can see our name, our current logged in username, which is admin user, right? We made it dynamic previously. Now we have a logout button. Now this button will be not working now because we have to create a logout route for our admin user. This is for the normal user for now. So let's see how to do that. Let's open the terminal, code editor, and currently I'm at the navigation.blade.php inside the layouts folder. Got it? Now in here let's search for logout. Let's see, do we have any kind of file, code by this name, logout? Yes, we have. Here as you can see we have this form, right? In the form we have this route which is logout, and here we have this nav link. So when the user will click on this link in the href, it will pass this route logout, and what it will do, we have some JavaScript code here as well. It will prevent default and submit the closest form. That means it will submit this form, right? Let me check out this component. If I go here, we have lots of classes here. We don't need that. We have the classes, then we are adding the slot, right? Okay. Yeah, so let's make it dynamic. So currently this is for only normal user. We cannot add it here. Got it? Instead of this one, we have to add our admin one. First of all, what I'll do, I'll create a route. So let's go to auth.php. Okay, and I'll copy this portion of route, which is the dashboard. I'll just copy it and paste it here. Got it? Now I'll call it log out, and our method name will be also log out, and let's say the name of the route will be log out also, and the middleware will be same, admin middleware, because if we want to access this logout route, obviously the user have to be logged in first, right? Okay, so let's create this logout method into our this admin controller. So let's go here, let's add a function. Okay, now here what we have to do, we have to just log out our current user. Now how to log out your current user, let me show you. We have a code already. We are currently at the controllers folder, right? Open the auth, then you will find this file called authenticated session controller. It is responsible for logging the user and handling the session. Okay, so here we have this store method. After that you will see this destroy method here. Okay, look at the first line. What it is doing, it is grabbing the web guard and logging it out. So when the user will hit the logging route, it will call this destroy method, and in this logic it will destroy the web session, only the session for the user which guard is web, right? And also in here what they are doing is they're invalidating the session and also regenerating the token and other stuff. So what we will do is we will copy everything from here, literally everything inside this method. Let's go back to our admin controller. In our logout method we will paste it here. Got it? Now actually we can, I guess, ignore this too for now. I can just comment it out. If we need, then we will just uncomment it. Now the main thing, we have to change our guard because we are not using the web guard, we will be using the admin guard. So let's put here admin. So yeah, after the logout of the admin, we will redirect the user to page, some sort of page. So what we will do, we'll redirect the user to login page, admin login page, routes. Okay, Now what we can do, we can add here our route, which is admin.login. Not the admin.login, it was admin.login.index if I recall. So it should work. Okay, so our logic is completed. So this will be our simple logic for handle the logout. Now we have to put this link, I mean the route that we created here, which is logout, in our front end. That's mean if I go here in this button or nav link, so let's go to our navigation blade. Okay, here we have the profile edit, and I already told you we'll be not working with the profile edit because we'll be mainly working with the authentication system, right? So there is no meaning of it, so I'll just comment it out for now. Okay, so here we have a form which is a post method. Fine, what I can do is I can add here a if condition like before. If you recall, first of all we'll be taking the guard of the user. Okay, so auth, then let me check it out. So it was guard this condition. Okay, just paste it here, guard, and we can call it admin is fine. If it's admin, what we will do, we will just cut this one, paste it here. Otherwise we will have a else part as well, and we'll paste the form here. Got it? Now for the first one we have to make some changes. We have to change the route, so it will be this time admin.logout, right? And here we have this href. In here also I will add admin.logout, and rest of the thing will be same. Okay, now let's see, let's go here, refresh this page. Okay, now let's try to log out. Click on logout and look at here, we are logged out, right? But the thing is, we logged out, that's for sure, but what happened is we didn't redirect to our admin route, we are at the login route. So what I'll do is I will try to log into my, view my dashboard, admin/dashboard, for check that if we did log out or not. Click on dashboard. Okay, we can still view our dashboard page. That's mean the logout didn't work for us. Got it? So I will inspect this portion, this logout. Let's see if our route is okay or not. Okay, so here as you can see, the route is not working. In the href we are getting test/logout. So in here it should be test/admin/logout, because we wrapped all of our stuff in the admin, right? Okay, let's see. Where is the gap then? Let me give it a hard refresh. Everything seems fine, so why it's not working? It is still there. If I just uncomment out this entire stuff, let's see if we are editing the right stuff here. Let's comment out, refresh this page. So our button should be disappear right now. Okay, let's open it. Our button is still there. That's mean we are doing it wrong. We're in the wrong file, or we are just trying to do it the wrong code actually. So I will just uncomment this stuff. It should work fine, but what happened here is this one. We have to log out here. Okay, so here we have another logout in the slot drop down. Okay, in the drop down, fine. Look at here in the 40 number line, we have a slot and we have this portfolio edit. So I will comment the portfolio. Let's go here, refresh this page. Now if I go here, look at here, the portfolio link is gone now. That's mean the previously that we did, logout, it probably for the mobile menu or something. Yes, responsive setting here, as you can see. So this is for the responsive nav, so that's why it wasn't working, because we are at the desktop mode currently. So let's see what we can do here. We have the same stuff here as well. So what I'll do, I'll go back at the bottom where we added the condition. I'll copy everything from here. Just copy it. Let's go back here and we have this form. I'll just replacing everything with the R1s. Got it? Let's go here now, refresh this page. Now everything should work. Okay. Now let's try to log out. Click on log out. And okay, we're getting a post method error. Obviously, I made a typo here, I guess. Not the typo. Okay, so here, look at here. If I go to front end, it is basically sending a post request, right? So we have to make it post. So we aren't making it post. That's why it was not working. So let's go here, refresh this page. Okay, we didn't logged out yet, so let's click on it, log out. Now this time everything worked perfectly. Look at here, we are at the login form and we are logged out finally. If I try to access the dashboard now, you'll be seeing that we cannot access it because we are not logged in right now. We're getting this error, please log in first. And yeah, so our logout feature is working fine. So that's it. So that's mean we don't need the unnecessary ports into the controller. I mean these two one, so I'll just remove those. Okay, this will handle our log out part. So that's it for this video. We finally completed our logout feature as well. We are close to complete our authentication system. The last thing that we need to do is we have to create the registration system dynamic. Now sometimes you don't need registration system when you are working with only admins. In that case there is no necessary for the front-end registration system, because in backend there should be a form where admin can create new users depending on the roles. That's another concept, but still we'll be covering the registration part, because we will be separate, as I said, we'll be separating, or you can say we'll be cloning our existing authentication system, user authentication system, and we'll create the same to same authentication system for admin. It's not like you can only create it for admin. It can be seller, it can be vendor, it can be anything you like. Okay, just you have to do that same to same that I am doing here. Okay, so that's it for this video, and I'll be seeing you at the hello everyone. So in this video we'll be working with our registration page. So our login feature is completed, we created our dashboard, our logout feature is also completed. Now we have to create the last feature, which is a registration feature. Got it? So let's do it then. Let's go to code editor, and first of all what I'll do, I'll create a route. Let's go to auth.php. Let's copy this index route from here and paste it here. Okay, so we can call it register. And I will create a method which will be register, and it will be register index. Fine. We can remove this command from here, and also I'll be needing another one which will be a post route. I can copy this one for now. Okay, and now in here we can call it register. It's totally fine because it will be a post method. I have to change this one method name. Register index will do the job, and second will be the register. It will handle the registration, and we can call it solid register as our route name. And obviously make sure you don't add this one, or I think we can add a middleware here. It's fine actually. Okay, now what we will do, we will create this method, this two method into our controller. So let's go to controller, and at the bottom what we will do, we'll add a function. This is the method. It will just return our view. So we don't have a view right now, but we'll be creating one. Just copy this one, paste it here, and let's go back. We have the register, and paste the register here, and we will add here request, because we have to hold our data's request. Okay, now let's create the view. So when the user will hit this route, get register route, in that case he will get a form, I mean the registration form. Let's check it out. Let's go to view page, resource, views, and auth. In the auth, you will find this register.blade.php. Just copy this entire register and paste it into the admin folder. Got it? So all we need to do is that, and obviously we have to change this form route here in the action. As you can see, we have register, so I will make it admin.register. Okay, so we put it our route, and what I'll do is I will return this view. So let's go to auth. From the auth, we can open the method return view, and we can add here not admin, actually auth.admin.registered. Okay, this one. Okay, now let's check out our route. Let's see, we'll go to admin/register, hit enter. Let's see what we get here. Okay, so here, as you can see, we are getting the registration form. Great. We can add here a title also. So let's check out the registration blade. Here what we can do here, we can add here, let's say h1 admin register. We can add here br for a break, refresh this page. Here, as you can see, we're getting the admin register. Fine. Now as our form is ready, now we can work with the logical part. So all we have to do is we will grab the data from here, I mean from this form, and we will be just putting it the data into our database in the admin table. Got it? So let's do it then. Let's go here. First of all, I will be checking that are we getting all of the data, right? So what we are submitting our form in this route. Fine. And here we have this one. What I'll do, I will add here the item request, call the all method. This will do the job. Refresh this page first, then we will be putting some dummy data here. Let's put here some dummy contents. Let's click on registered. Let's wait a bit. Okay, so we are redirect back. Okay, so I know why we are getting this one, because we are using the middleware here in the route. Here in the register, we are using this middleware route, which we don't have to use it. It is preventing to register. Let's go here. Let's go again at the register. Let's put our datas here. Click on register. Now look at here, we're getting all of our user data. Now what we have to do, we have to just validate these data and insert it into our admin table. Got it? So our user will register automatically. Then we can use those credentials, and we can use those for logging into our dashboard. So let's go to controller, because we have to work with the controller only right now. Okay, now first of all, we can validate our all this stuff. You can see here we are getting name, email, password, and confirm password, right? Okay, now here what I'll do is I will add here request. I will call validate method. Here we will define our field name, I mean input field name, and validation for this field name. First of all, we have the name, right? So name will be record. Let's cut it out. I will be using here array, so just add it. It will be record string. It have to be a string. Let's add a max length. Max length will be 255. Fine. After that, what we have the email. So what we will do, we will add again record. Email will be obviously record. It have to be a email, and then it should have also a max length 255, and the email have to be unique. So we will add another rule which will be unique, and we will add the table name which will be admins. So it will check that in the table do we have the email already exist or not. So I'll just remove this portion. So this will do the job. Got it? Now after that, we have the last one, which is password, and in the password will be also required. It can be string, it have to be string actually. And I will add a min also, I mean minimum 8 letters. I mean user have to at last add 8 letters as a password, and the password will be uh, sorry, it will be confirmed. Got it? So this will be our validation. Got it? Now first of all, I'll be checking the validation that our validation is working or not, and obviously we have to show the validations errors in our front end. So for that, what I can do is I can go to my okay, so in here it is already, I mean we copy and pasted the front end code from Laravel's default front end, right? So we don't have to add the errors here because they are using this blade components for showing the errors. Let me show you how it will look if we got any kind of error. Just refresh this page and click on register. Okay, so we have some font end validation here as well. So I'll be just adding here some random data and just add a wrong password here. Let's click on register. Okay, it's loading here. As you can see, it is showing the password field confirmation doesn't exist. So yeah, our work here is done at the front end. Now what we have to do, as we are completed our validation part, we have to just store those data into the database. So what I'll do, as we will be saving all of our data into the admins table, so let's add a variable admin is equals to admin model, this one, not the middleware. Make sure you add the model. We'll create a new instance of the class. Fine. Then what we will do, we'll access the name attribute. Name is equals to request name. After that admin, we have the email. So what we will do, we will add request email here. After that, we have the password. In here we have to add our password, and make sure you encrypt your password. So for encrypt a solid text, or you can say plain text, into a hash, we have bcrypt. Okay, so we can use bcrypt function, and we can put the password here from the request password. Okay, it will give us the password. So that's all we have to do here. Let's add admin and save the admin here. After the saving, what we will do, we redirect the user to our dashboard. Redirect route, and we can add here admin dot dashboard. Okay, just in this line. Now that's all we have to do for our registration. Okay, so we are grabbing the data from the form, we're validating them, and we're storing it into the database. Look at here, we are adding the name, email, and password, because in here we have only those field like name, email, password, and email verified and remember token can be null. It's totally fine if we don't add them. Okay, so now let's check it out that if everything is working or not. Before that, what we have to do is after creating the new account for the user, after registering the account, what we have to do, we have to log in the user. Okay, so let's auto logging the user. For that, we can use the auth login, and what we have to do, we have to just pass this new instance inside of it. Okay, so what it will do, after creating an account, we will log in the user and redirect the user to dashboard. Okay, if we don't log in the user, in that case user will redirect to login page, right? So what we'll do, after creating an account, we will just automatically logging the user to the dashboard. Got it? Okay, so now let's check it out. It should work. Let's refresh this page first. Okay, now let's add a name. I can call it admin2, let's say, and the email will be admin2@gmail.com, and the password will be, let's say, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, now click on register. Let's see what happened. Let's wait a bit. Okay, so something got wrong. Let's see, are we getting the data into the database or not? Refresh this page. Yes, we are getting our new created data into our database here. As you can see, admin2@gmail.com and all of this stuff, right? Now let's see, can we log in with the credentials? I will put here admin, fine. Then I will add here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Let's click on login, and here as you can see I can log in with the credential, but I didn't log in automatically after creating the account. So we have to fix this one. What I'll do, I will log out from here. So we are at the admin login page, fine. I will delete this user from the database. Okay, you can create a new database user, is totally fine. For now I'll be using the same credential, but I'll try it again. But this time I know where is the issue. We didn't define the guard, right? Which guard to use for login. So that's why it is doing the issue. So we have to add here guards. Guard will be admin. We want to log in the user in admin guard by using of admin guard, right? So this time it should work. Let's go here, refresh this page first. Now we will be going to register page, register, and we will again put our all the credentials, admin2, and let's say it will be admin2@gmail.com, and the password will 128, right? Click on register. Let's see what happened. Look at here. Now we are directly logged into our dashboard. We didn't redirect to our login page right before, but now we are logging into our dashboard automatically, right? So that's it. Our total authentication is completed. I mean, we created a multi-auth into our project. Now we have our single auth. If I log out from here, you'll be seeing we can access our normal login system, log in. If I go to login route, this is our normal login system or user login system, you can say. I can add here user@gmail.com, which is my user email, and the password was, I guess, 128. Click on login. Okay, so I guess the password was something else, 120, I guess. Let's click on login again, and the credential is mismatched. So yeah, I guess I forgot about the password. So if I go here, so we have the email address. Okay, so email address was user2 actually. So just copy this one. Let's go here, paste it here, and the password was 120, I guess. Let's click on login. Okay, something is wrong. When we are trying to log in into our user account, it is redirecting us to the admin login. So that's the issue. We have to find it out, that what is wrong. I like to go to register page, the user register page. Okay, so okay, so we are logged in. As you can see, I'm logged in with the John Doe, but I didn't redirect before properly. If I check it again, let's check it again. Okay, if I go to login from here, let's put here our data, which is our email. Then let's put the password here. Let's click on login. If I go here, okay, so now it is working. Look at here, we are at the John Doe page. You can see the name of the John Doe, and we are currently at our user dashboard. Got it? So that's it. So everything seems fine, right? So that's it for this video. If I find any kind of issue in here, I'll be creating another video about it. No need to worry. So that's it. We created a multi-authentication system into our Laravel project via guard. Okay, so currently I showed you an example with admin guard, right? It doesn't matter what kind of guard you want to use. If you want to create a seller guard, is totally fine. You can create a seller guard, seller provider, guard provider, as we saw in the config. Then you have to create a same to same the middleware for authenticate. So as we did for admin, we have admin.php. In here we add a simple logic for check the admin guard, right? Then we also created a model and migration for storing the data. Obviously, if you are working with multiple guard, for each guard you have to create a table for it. It's not like you cannot use a single table. You can, but it's good for separating all the users depending on the type of the user. Okay, after that you can just copy paste the logging system and register system and it will work. Okay, so that's it. I hope you understand how to create multiple authentication system in Laravel, and I'll be seeing you at the next one. Take care. And hello everyone, in this video we'll be doing some basic templating stuff. As you can see, I created a new Laravel project, and in this project I installed Laravel Breeze. In here you can see I have login and registration system, right? So if you don't know how to install Laravel Breeze, you can check out my Laravel authentication videos. In there I already discussed about how to install Laravel Breeze. So from here let's go to login. So you can see here is the login from. I'll be logging into my account because I already created one. So the email is user@gmail.com and the password is 128. Okay, let's log in, and as you can see I'm currently on the dashboard, right? So in here I will create a bootstrap table, and inside that table I will be fetching some dynamic data. Okay, so let's go to our code editor, and first of all make sure you already added bootstrap in your project. You can see in the app.php I added this bootstrap CSS and the JS. Okay, after that let's go to dashboard.blade.php. so I'll be remove this string, and in here I'll be adding a table. So let's go to browser, let's go to bootstrap documentation. From here I'll be copying this table and paste it here. Okay, now let's go back to our project and refresh. You can see inside this card we are getting a table, right? So we'll be not needing these data, so I'll be removing them. Let's say I'll be removing the table headings and also the table rows. So at the table headings I'll be adding some table headers. So first will be name. So basically in this table I'll be fetching all the users from users table. Okay, so for that the heading will be name, then email, and let's say there will be more to fill. So one will be the created ad and one will be the updated ad. Okay, created ad and also the updated ad. Okay, so at the table row we have to change the table data also. I'll be removing this scope. Let's say the name will be test, the email will be test@gmail.com, and in here let's just add some values. Basically we'll be fetching some dynamic data here, so it's totally fine. We don't need to add any kind of accurate data, right? Let's go back, refresh. Okay, so our table is done. Now let's add this data dynamically. Let's go back, let's open our web.php. So as you can see, this is our dashboard route. If I go to front end, you can see we are currently at /dashboard, right? So in here we are returning a view, right? So at the top I'll be calling my users model. So that will be users is equals to user, then I will say all. Okay, and I have to pass this variable into my blade, so I can add here compact, then the variable name which is users, right? Now we can access this variable inside our blade file. So let's copy this variable name, and at this row I'll be running a loop here. it will be a for each loop, users, let's put this table row inside this loop, and let's replace the name, so it will be username, then we have to add the user email, let's add the created ad. Similar way, in here we'll be adding the updated ad. Okay, now let's go back to our front end and refresh, and as you can see we are getting the dynamic data. So currently at my database I have only one user, that's why it is showing only one entry. If I open my database manager, and I'm currently using this database Laravel packages, let's open it, let's go to users table, go to data, you can see in the data tab we have only one data, right? So now let's create some more users in our users table. Okay, let's go back to code editor. Now let's open the database folder. Here is our database folder. Let's open this factory folder. So inside this factory folder you will find a user factory. Let's open it. So by default Laravel comes with a user factory. We can use this factory for creating fake users, right? So we don't have to do anything inside this factory. We will go to seeders and open this database seeder. You can see here is a line already commented out. I will uncomment it. Okay, basically this line will call this factory for create fake datas, and in this factory method you can see here is 10, so that means it will create 10 fake datas, right? So instead of 10 I will add here 5000. So basically I am creating 5000 users. Now let's open our terminal. Let's go to Laragon. As you can see I open my terminal. So in here I will run a command which is php artisan db:seed. Okay, now let's hit enter. So basically you can see it taking some time because it is creating 5000 data. So as you can see our command has executed. Now if I go to my database manager and refresh this users table, you can see we have now 5000 users in our users table. Okay, now if I go to my front end, now let's refresh this page, and here you can see we are fetching 5000 users, right? I'll be changing these numbers. Let's go back to our code editor. Let's go to dashboard blade, and in here I will say loop index plus plus. Okay, now let's go back and refresh. So as you can see we are now getting dynamic numbers. So we are getting 0 because we added plus plus after the index, it will be before here. Okay, now you can see we are getting serial number right. Okay, now if I refresh this page, you can see it is taking some time to reload, right? Because we are loading 5000 data, that's why it is taking some time. Even though we are working in our local environment, it is still taking around 5 or 6 seconds for fetching the data. So it will take way more time when you will deploy this site on hosting, right? So for fixing this loading issue, we can use pagination. Instead of loading all of the data at once, we can divide our datas and load them part by part. So let's add pagination. Let's go to our web.php where we wrote our query. So instead of fetching all the datas, we can use here paginate, and I'll be paginating my datas by 10. Okay, now let's go to front end and refresh. You can see we are currently getting only 10 datas, but in the database we have around 5000 data, but in here we are getting only 10 datas for access rest of the data, we have to add here pagination links, right? So let's go to our code editor and let's open our dashboard.blade.php. So after the table body, I will add here the pagination link. For that, what I can do, I can add here users variable, and then I will call links. Okay, now let's go back and refresh. So as you can see, we're getting our pagination, but it is currently at the top. So instead of putting our pagination links here, we can put it after table. Now let's see, refresh. Now you can see our pagination is at the bottom. So now we can go any other page, like if I click on second page, we are currently on the second page. You can see the URL, it is page 2. Similar way, if I click on 4, I am currently at 4 number page. Now you can see if I click, it just instantly loads, because we are not loading 5000 data, we are only loading 10 data every time. So this is called the classic table, or you can say basic table that I was talking about. We can use this table for show our data, is totally fine, but instead of using this basic table, we can use data tables, which is more powerful and also have some really great features. Like now if I click on any kind of pagination button, you can see my page reloads. So when we will implement Yajra data table, when we will shift into pages, there will be no reloads, and there are more features also. So in the next video, we will be converting this basic table into data tables, and we will see what kind of feature Yajra data table provides. Okay, so that's it for this video. I'll be seeing you at the next one. Hello everyone, in this video we will be learning about the installation and the basic implementation of Yajra Datatables. So first of all, let's go to the documentation of Yajra Datatables. I'll be searching for Yajra Datatables, and as you can see at the first link we have the documentation link. Let's open it. So this is the official documentation of Yajra Datatables. You can see this is the installation guide. If I scroll a bit, for installation you can run this composer command for only install the Yajra Datatables, and if you want to use the plugins, basically Yajra Datatables support some plugins. You can see here is a plugin section. You have to run the second command. This first command is for only data tables. Okay, so we will be using plugins, so I'll be running the second one. So let's copy this composer command. Let's go to our terminal, clear it, paste the command and press enter. It will install the package into our Laravel. So as you can see, the installation has been completed. Okay, now let's go back to documentation again. So from the sidebar, you will find a section called tutorials. So click on it, then click on quick starter. So here is a tutorial for implementation of Yajra Datatables. So we will be following it. At the first section, you can see installation Laravel and Datatables. So we already created a Laravel project and also installed the Datatables. So let's go to the second section. So at the second section, you can see here is a npm command. So let's copy it. Let's go to terminal and paste it here. Press enter. It will install some packages. So it's completed. You can see the all packages that this command installed. It installed bootstrap icon, data table buttons, and the custom script, right? So let's scroll a bit. So now we have to go inside resources, JS, then app.js, and we have to put these 2 lines. So let's go to our code editor. Let's open resources, JS, open this app.js, and let's go back to documentation. I'll be copying this 2 line and paste it here, right? As you can see in this file, we are already importing bootstrap, so I'll be removing one. Okay, now let's go back to documentation again. Now we have to go inside resources, SAS/ app.scss, right? Let's go to our project. Basically we don't have app.scss. In here we have only app.css. It's totally fine. We will be adding this all codes inside here. Okay, so let's copy this all and paste it here, right? I'll be removing these comments. Okay, now let's go back to documentation and we'll be running this npm run div. Let's go to our terminal, paste it, enter. And as you can see, our asset compiled successfully. Now again, let's go back to our browser. Now let's follow the step 3, set up a user data tables. So now we'll be creating a data tables for our user model, right? So let's copy it and I'll be cancelling it. Let's clear our terminal, paste it here. So the command is php artisan data tables : make. Then you have to provide your model name. So currently we are working with our users. In previously we created a page where we are fetching all the users from the database. Now we will be converting that table into data tables, right? So we'll be creating a data tables for users. So let's press enter. And as you can see, it created a class inside app data tables user data table, right? Now let's open our code editor. Let's go to app data tables. You can see here is a new folder called data tables and here is our data table, user data table.php. Let's open it. So here you can see this is our data table class. Now we have to configure this class. So at first you can see we have a method which is called data table. So for now I'll be leaving it as it is, we'll be not touching it. Second is query. As you can see here we can modify our query. Okay, then we have this method HTML, right? In here we have to provide some stuff. Yajra data table already created some scaffolding for us, as you can see. So in here you can see here is a method set table id. This will be our table id, which is currently user dash table, right? Then we have this column method. In this method we have to pass our column names. Okay, then here is order by. If you want to sort your data in any order, you can put it here. And after that, here is buttons. So we'll be talking about buttons later on. So for now I'll be just commenting these lines. Okay, so now let's scroll a bit. In here we have this get columns method, right? So in this array we have to provide our column names. Okay, so at first you can see id. So at the first column we will show our IDs. So in the second column, let's say we'll be showing our user names, and make sure you provide your database column names here. You can't use any kind of name. You have to add here your database column names, right? If I open my database, let's open it from Laravel, open, and let's go to users table. Let's go to data tab. You can see we have a column name, right? And also we have another column which is email, right? So let's go to our code editor. We added the name column. So I'll be copying this line and paste it again. This time I will say email because we will be showing our email. And as you can see, we have more two columns, which is created at and updated at. So we'll be not changing it, let it be. So we will be showing these 5 columns at our front end. First is ID, name, email, created at, and the updated at, right? Now after that you can see the file name method. Basically it will generate names for the files. We will talk about it later when we will work with export feature. So our class configuration is completed. Now let's go back to our documentation. Okay, let's scroll. Let's go to step 4. So at this step 4, you can see they are creating a controller. So for me, I will not create any kind of controller for now. Okay, you can see they created a index method inside the controller, and they are injecting this user data table that we just created, the class user data table, inside this index method, right? So let's go to our code editor. We'll be injecting the class 2. Let's open the web.php. So here is our dashboard route, and as I said, we are not using any kind of controller. We are directly returning our view from the route, right? So at this function, I'll be injecting our user data table class. So I'll say user data table, then let's take a variable. Let's go to documentation. Here is the variable name, which is data table. So you can name it anything. For now, I'm following the documentation. Okay, so after that, let's go to documentation again. Then you can see at the method, you can see here they are accessing this data table instance, then this render method, and inside this render method they are passing their view, right? So let's copy this code, and I'll be removing all of this, okay, and paste it here, right? Now we have to change this view name. So our view name is dashboard. Now let's go to our front end. Here is our front end. Refresh. You can see it is giving us error because we have to work with front end also. Let's open our front end, dashboard.blade.php. So currently you can see we are looping this user variable, and we are currently not passing this variable inside our view. You can see if I go to web.php, now we are using this data table instance, right? So we have to remove these codes. Sorry, let's go to our views. We have to remove these codes, right? Let's go back to the documentation again. You can see at the documentation, at the blade part, they are just accessing this table method from this data table instance. So I'll be just copying this one, this line, and let's go to our front end. I'll be removing this whole table and also this pagination links. Remove them all, and inside here I will paste this data table. Okay, then let's go back to documentation, and as you can see they are pushing this code into this script. So we'll be not using this push directive. I'll just copy this line and go to my code editor and paste it at the last here. Okay, so after doing that, let's go to our front end. Let's open our browser, select your project and refresh. So as you can see, now we are getting a table here. We have some table headers, right? But if I go to my code editor and open this dashboard.blade.php, you can see in this file we don't have any kind of table tag, but still we are getting some table headers. Why? Because currently we are rendering this table dynamically. So when we are calling this table method from this data table instance, we are dynamically generating this table. Okay, and at the last we are loading the data table scripts. So let's go back to our front end again and refresh. You can see we are getting the headers, but we are not getting any kind of data here. So let's inspect this page. Let's go on console. You can see we are getting a error. So we are getting this error because we didn't compile our scripts. So for that, let's go to our terminal and I will run npm run div. So this command will compile our scripts. Now let's go back to our site and refresh again. And you can see it will take little bit time for compile everything. And as you can see, after running the command, our scripts has been compiled, and as you can see we are getting our dynamic datas. Here you can see here is a drop down. By this drop down you can select how much data you want to render. If I click on 100, it will show me 100 datas. Similar way, if I click on 25, it will show me 25 datas, right? And here is a search box. I can search anything here. Let's say I search a name. You can see at the first we are getting the item. I can search by ID also. If I copy this ID and paste it here, it will show only the ID. So this basically this is working like a live search. You can see how fast it is. I have to just add the string and it will give me the search result. And you have to understand that in our database there is 5000 data, and we are currently not rendering all the data, or you can say we are not fetching all the data from the database. We are only fetching those data that we need. If I remove everything, you can see currently, let me click on 10. So currently you can see here is 10 datas. If I click on pagination, let's click on 2, and as you can see the data change. Again let's click on 3. You can see again the data change. So now we are currently at the third page. If I inspect this page, let's go to network tab. Now if I click on another page, let's click on 4. As you can see, it sends a request to our database, and if I open this response tab, you can see we're getting some response. If I open data, in here we have all the data from 4th page, right? So basically we are currently dynamically paginating our datas. We are not loading all the datas from the database, and everything is working via Ajax. So that's why no matter what you do, the page don't refresh. If I click on 5th number page, you can see no reload, and we are instantly fetching our data. If I again show 100 datas, you can see it just takes millisecond for fetch. So that's it. That's how you implement Yajra Datatables in your project. So currently we are doing it for users table. You can do it for any other model you want. Just you have to create a Datatable class for it. So as I showed you, first of all we created a Datatable class which is for user model, right? So, and in here we added our columns, the columns we want to show at the front end. Like if I now comment this ID column from my get column method, now let's go back to our front end, and then if I refresh again, and as you can see the ID column has been disappear from the table. So the columns that you want to show at the front end, you have to mention them into this get column method, okay? And make sure you provide only the database column names inside this make method, otherwise it won't work, okay? If I add here names instead of name, now if I go to front end and refresh, you can see it is giving me a error. And look at the error, record unknown parameter names. That means there isn't any kind of column by names in our database table, right? So let's go back to name, again refresh. You can see now everything is working fine. So I think that's it for this video. We'll be learning more about data tables in our upcoming videos. We'll be learning about how to export data table data in many formats, and also we'll be learning how to add action buttons here. So that's it for this video. I'll be seeing